Hey everyone, welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. My name is Kevin. Glad to be your host today. This is episode 184 of the Mission Driven Life. And guys, I'm super grateful to be here with you. We're testing out some new cameras. And this is my good friend, someone who's been through the war, been through the battle, and like exploding his businesses. He's my good friend here. I'll let you introduce yourself, man.
Hey guys, my name is Naveed, but everyone knows me as Nav. I own a company called Mechanigo, and we do mechanical services. My story is what he's talking about, and I'll be talking about it as we go along. And he's got a couple of questions for me.
Could you tilt the camera?
Which way do you want it?
More this way back.
Yeah. So we'll be talking more about it as we go along, as he asks me questions, and I'll be answering them as we go.
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to try something different, something fun, and something different than our normal podcast. I want to ask Nav, my good friend, successful leader, entrepreneur, community leader, who's here with me today, who has many things on the go, and the biggest thing is give back globally. You know, I was at his event, and they have this huge want to give, right? And I know Nav has like a charity coming up.
Yeah, we're actually working with the Magic of Christmas at the moment, and we try to work with a lot of charities as we go. Throughout the year, we've worked with I think 4 charities in total so far, and what we try to do is build on the community, use the community support to get gifts, get wish lists. We have multiple wish lists. Like last time, we had Brenda's home, and we had the Children's Cottage home wish list. This time around is the Magic of Christmas. So we have a wish list that we posted on our Instagram page and our Facebook page, so you guys can check that out. We have a drop box here at the shop. You guys can come here and give your gifts if you want to, or give charitable donations, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping off some clothes. I have tons of like old clothes that I have that don't fit, and I want to give it to.
Yeah, definitely. There's a drop box right there, bro. Just come on in and drop it off.
Cool.
I was gonna say next question.
Alright. So we're gonna do a 50 question rapid fire. This is gonna be from the heart, and I need your guys' help. If you're watching for the first time, drop a comment. My name is Kevin. I'm with Warrior Leadership, and if you're watching me for the first time, our mission is to empower and equip young leaders. So, look, Nav is a big passionate for that. Nav is actually a successful guy in our city who's been, helping a lot of people out with their mechanics. And I actually got my, suspension done by Nav. You know, he helped me out. So I'm a customer, man. I follow your mission.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, the thing with automotives is a lot of people need mechanics. We all drive cars. It's just you build trust with whoever you're working with, whether it's me or someone else. The way it is whoever you're comfortable with, go to them. Doesn't matter. I'm not here to undercut anybody or talk bad about anybody. Everyone has their own skill, and everybody is good at what they do. That's why they're in the industry. So I support every one of them, even myself and any other mechanic shops out there.
Yeah. So I see some of our friends are here. I know Chris is watching that.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, whatever. But hey, so I'm gonna do these rapid fire questions. What I'm looking for is short answers, man.
Okay.
No long worded answers, short answers. So we're gonna be talking about sales, leadership, influence, and business growth. Okay? So that's what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go deep. You might get frustrated with all these questions.
No question is frustrating. Every problem has a solution, or every question has an answer.
Yeah. If you got a question for Nav, drop it in the comments down below and I'll add it to the list. Hey, let us know. What do you want to learn from Nav, right? Okay, perfect. Question 1 is, what is your first success you've ever seen?
First success I've ever seen? With this business? Or with anything?
What is your first success?
Honestly, I would say Mechanigo. I'll give it the biggest success so far. I started this business out of my truck, and it was working day and night outside in the cold or in the summer, whatever the weather was. I was out there doing the jobs. As I was helping other people, I was getting more and more calls, and that's why I grew the business. So yeah, now I just have more people working and they do the jobs.
That's awesome,
Go ahead.
man. Yeah, like
Second question.
sharing it up, right?
Yeah.
So you learn success. What is success leadership?
Honestly, I still don't know. We're learning as we go. You know what I mean? Every day there's a new challenge at you. You don't know what you're gonna get hit with, and the only way you're gonna pass it is if you challenge yourself and learn it and grow with it. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes.
Sure.
I make mistakes on a daily basis, but what I do is I want to learn from those mistakes, and that's what the leader is. You learn from your mistakes and you keep going forward, and you help others not make that same mistake.
Wow, yeah. Would you say you develop leaders?
I personally, I don't know if I have, but I have helped a lot of people that are doing great in their life now. So I don't know if it was for me, but I was a part of it, and I'm glad I was a part of it because I got to see something good out of it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Cool. All right, so what got you into wanting to be successful?
Honestly, I don't know, man. Success is not something you can define. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Success is only defined by what you feel is successful, right? I don't feel I'm there. A lot of people do, and I still don't know what it is. I'm still working towards it. There's way bigger goals in life, and I haven't reached them yet. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of effort, but eventually I'll get there.
Yo, timer clock. Short form, though.
Yeah.
Good short form.
That's it.
Huh?
I just said that. It's just, bro, I just can't end it right there.
Short form, dog.
Go ahead, bro. Oh, damn, it's already 7 minutes in.
Alright. So, okay, what books are you reading? Give me 3 books that you're reading right now.
Actually, I'm not reading any book. I don't have the time, dude. I'm working like 7 days a week, man. I'm literally here from 8 in the morning to maybe like 12 midnight, so I don't got the time. By the time I get home, I'm just too tired for anything.
Okay, how do you?
I like Kyle read, and then he can tell me about it.
What are the ways that you learn?
Talking to people, getting to interact with people. Everybody comes from different experiences in life. Everyone has different problems, and us as mechanics, as barbers out there, my brother's a barber, so we get to see a lot of problems, we get to hear a lot of problems, and we just solve them as we go. We don't really know the right answer, but we find it.
Cool. What are 3 ways you learn about leadership?
What are 3 ways?
Yeah. 3 ways you are a leader.
Honestly, my dad told me this. I call it the rule of DDC: dedication, determination, and commitment. Those are the 3 things that will get you there, no matter what comes your way.
Say that again? I'm curious.
Dedication, determination, and commitment.
Wow.
Those are the 3 things that you have to stick with, and you literally gotta forget about what you know and just keep going with it. That's the only way you're gonna reach it. There's multiple goals we all try to hit, but we try to hit every single one of them. We gotta just focus on the one and just go with it.
Have one goal and one target.
Exactly. Whatever you're good at, you know. What is your greatness? Focus on that and power it.
It's a fair point, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up. Now you talked about advertising. What has been your favorite, profitable, successful ad campaign?
To be very honest, I've tried Google, I've tried Facebook, I've tried Instagram. 90% of the time, honestly, it's the community. The community talks for themselves. You know, there's community people that, and the word of mouth is the biggest thing for me. It has, and then I do videos, live videos on whatever work I do on cars. So the people that want to learn, they get to watch it. The people that are interested in knowing something new around the city, I get to show them that.
I agree. I think that's a really cool idea, man.
Yeah, that's
Like
my mark. That's
community effort, right?
exactly. Community is the biggest thing, man.
For sure.
We have to help each other out.
I agree with that.
This is a very small community. This
Yeah.
this town was a very small town and it grew really fast, and we've all differentiated ourselves. But now we're coming together. That's what I want to do with this, right?
Yeah. I know Nav's a community leader. He's been bringing people together all the time, especially some of Nav's events. You know, if you're in the Calgary area, you guys gotta check out Nav's events, especially the Give Back Globally. Christmas event coming quick, and yeah, we're gonna have a Christmas party at Nav's house. So,
Well, at the shop we can have it. I don't think we can have it at my house, bro. But we can have it at the shop, definitely. When do you guys want to have it? That's all you guys just gotta choose. You gotta let me know. Maybe a weekend. Yeah.
yeah.
We could probably do it a weekend before Christmas. If you want to. Your call. Think about it. If you can get enough people, you might as well.
True. Christmas party. Yeah, let's make that happen.
Yeah. Make a list. Get the people. You have the space.
Awesome, cool, man. So, hey, so we have tons of people watching us right now. We have 2 people on the feed just checking this out. I think Chris is here. A couple of friends that are checking it. Blake Cutknife, Carl. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Yo, if you guys are business minded, you guys are entrepreneurs, drop a comment. Let us know what you guys are thinking, right? Like, what kind of questions do you have for Nav? Because you're probably asking, why am I doing this? You know, why am I interviewing Nav right now? Because I see Nav as a guy who's reached tons of like pillars in his life, especially in his business. And I gotta like surround myself with warriors just like this, like him. You know, warriors like him that battle through it. And if you know Nav's story, I know we're just going shallow right now. We're just talking about books, but I think, you know, I'm curious about you, man. You know.
What would you like to know? Like my story?
Yeah. Let's scrap this 50 ideas.
Yeah, 50 question idea.
I'm done with that.
Alright.
I want to hear your story.
So, well, I'll go back 10 years where my journey began as being a mechanic and then coming this far. 10 years ago, April 25th, 2009, I got jumped by 10 people with baseball bats. I had my skull fractured. I had 160 stitches on my head. Both shoulders dislocated. Hand broken from 2 places. I got hit more than 15 times in the back of the head. I had my skull fractured, blood clots in my brain, and I went through a very hard time. I was very emotional. I went through anger issues. I went away to Fort McMurray just to get away from the family, just because I had too many anger issues. But I had to come back to my reality, you know. I had to find my path. And I went through a lot of ups and downs. My hand was broken, but the only thing I did know how to do was automotives. And that's what I took all this way. I told myself, you know, 10 years from now, I don't want to be at the place where I am today. And I kept pushing myself, and literally 10 years later, exactly during the time that my injury happened, I opened up Mechanigo shop. We opened up our shop here in Calgary. And that was my 10-year goal, and I finally reached it. And that was the biggest goal to me. And now that I feel like I've made it there, I want to do more for the community. I want to work with the community. I want to influence the community, help them out, reach better goals. If I can be an inspiration to someone, use it. If I can help somebody out in any way, let me know. There's always challenges in life that we all get thrown with, but what we have to do is overcome them and just keep pushing ourselves, right? And that's exactly what I did, and here I am today.
Nav's overcome some serious battles, man.
Oh yeah.
You getting jumped?
Oh
I can't
yeah.
imagine what that's like.
I don't want to imagine anymore, man. It was bad. It was bad. All I remember was 7 times that I got hit, and all I asked was, why are they doing it? I have no clue. And the last time that they hit me, I remember my head was on the ground, and the guy went back, smashed my head, and everything went blank. I didn't know anything about life. Everything went numb. And I thought I was dead, but God must have had a purpose for me, because after 20 minutes bleeding away, I got up myself and I went into the restaurant that my friends were in, and I opened the door and I fell there, and they got me to the hospital, and I gotta thank them for that. You know, they've been there for me a lot, and I gotta thank them for that. My family, who's my biggest support to get me to where I am today. My dad for pushing me in this industry. You know, after I made a lot of mistakes, he told me, you got 2 choices, go to school or go into a trades industry. And I got into this industry, and I'm still here, and we have a shop here. So if you guys need any mechanical assistance,
amazing shop, guys.
Come check us out.
You guys gotta check them out. Tell us about like your biggest strength in one sentence.
Honestly, the employees I have. Seeing them. Bill, one of my employees, you know, 54 years old, he's made many mistakes in his life, but the man, no matter what, he rides his bicycle to work every single day. And no matter the weather, that man pushes through it. And it shows me that he's pushing, he's giving it his all, and that shows me that I need to do more. I gotta do it for them. And if I stop, then they don't have anyone to look up to. You know what I mean? I put this together, they depend on me, and when they're pushing themselves that far, why can't I?
I agree, man. Feel the power of a team is so
Exactly.
good, man. Like having a couple of employees under me as well, like some VAs in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know what it's like. It's like, you know, making sure payroll's ready.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Everything's gotta be systematic, right? When you're in it.
I learned actually about that today in my interview with Nikki Chang. She talked about systems. You know, sometimes sometimes a business can't take on a lot of clients. They don't have that system.
Yeah, infrastructure. You need to have a system where everybody can be on the same page. Everybody knows exactly how things work, how they can help each other out, and what each other's chain is. Right? Like in our chain, where we get calls, we get the reports, we get the information, we put it down on the piece of paper, we hand it to the mechanics. They go through all the details of the vehicle, give us back all their feedback. Now, all of the information that we give you, technically, as a mechanic, we write it differently because that's mechanical terminology, just like how doctors have their own terminology.
Yeah.
So what we try to do when we're in the front, we try to make it easier, so you can understand what's going on with your vehicle, whether to explain it through your own body as how you take care of your own health. That's the same way the car works. So we try to explain it in that manner. That way you understand it a lot easier. But at the end goal is you have to have a proper system in place so everybody is doing the things as a chain and it repeats its cycle, so then that way you can multiply that cycle. If you don't have a system, you're only a one-man team.
Do you put it down on paper, like an SOP protocol?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like a manual?
Yeah, I have a full manual. The mechanics have their own guideline that they have to follow.
You have
The
customer service.
Exactly. The mobile guys have to go through customer service training and understanding how to deal with customers. Because when we're out there in mobile, a lot of customers literally try to stand around us as they go. And we try to get our mechanics to understand that, hey, conversation is needed. Normally, when you go to a shop, you talk to a front desk guy and you never talk to the mechanics. In the mobile case, the mechanic represents the company. So the mechanic has to be a little bit customer savvy, understand how to talk to a customer, explain to them, and build a relationship. Because the thing is, you want to get used to the same guy you see. That way you know, hey, if you have any questions, it's the same guy that came back, and he knows your car because he's been there. If you keep switching the guys, you don't know what the last guy did, and then backtracking, and by the time you get to the problem, you're too far into it the wrong way. So that's what I try to do, is build a customer relationship.
Yeah. We talked about CRMs that one day. You know, where you store your clients and stuff like that.
Correct. Our CRM is actually being worked on at the moment, so I can't really show it. We're working with a couple of guys here in Calgary. They're software developers, great guys. Where we've already discussed the whole project. We've already gone through all the schematics to it. Yeah. So it's gonna take about 6 months to a year. It's a project. It's gonna be app accessible. So in order for making all that, it takes a lot of time. And it's not want to take, it's the time that we take to build the functionality of it, then go through the test phases, make sure that there's no bugs, there's no problems, there's no hesitation on the system, and then we can actually launch it, right? And then we have to convert it from our actual system right now that we're using to that system, and then email all the customers and let them know. So it's gonna be an interesting system. It's gonna be very interactive with the customer. And then we also have the membership program where we help you all year long. So if there's any issues that you're having, we have a maintenance package where we do 4 oil changes a year for you, whether you drive less or more, or we can even do like less oil changes, more other services. And we try to help customers out. And we also, with that membership program, you get 10% discount on any other additional services other than the package.
It's a big message, man.
Yeah, it's a great way of staying in touch with the customers, and that's why we made the membership program. And then with our CRM, actually connect directly to your mechanic. You'll know his schedule. You'll be able to book him in exactly when you need to. So
like an app?
Exactly. So you just go there, you put your information in, you put your problems in, we get it. We want to confirm in between to make sure that it's the correct information that we have. We sending the guy out for the right job. So in between that, we do some email back and forth to confirm, and after that, we'll be doing the job systematically as the data builds up, you know.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that just basically means expansion.
Correct.
I can see expansion.
Correct. The goal is expansion. I've done Calgary. I went from a mobile business only to a shop, and my idea is to expand this even more Canada-wide.
Yeah.
Also, do it across Alberta, Vancouver, Toronto, Saskatchewan. So we want to try to hit every city, but the way I'm trying to do it is a franchisee system where you can be an individual mobile zone, or you can be an individual shop, and we'll take care of all the marketing, we'll take care of all the setup, we'll take care of all the other system and get you all set up. So all you have to do is get on board, you know. It takes a little bit of time, and that's what we're building on. So once our system is there, once our clientele is pretty much at the level where we want it to be, so we're at a good expansion rate. So next year I'm hoping to open another location and go from there.
You're thinking Toronto?
Eventually. Toronto's a big city, and Toronto's a big competition. In order to get there, there's a lot of challenges, but what we are planning on is we got to make the concept perfect here before we can make the concept perfect outside.
Yeah. The concept, right?
Exactly, the concept of the business, right? You have to. I built on this idea where it was on the street. A lot of mechanics, when I interviewed them, they told me that it's reinventing the wheel. And to be very honest, the wheel and all that stuff we didn't have originally. There was no voice. Everything was done on the ground. When mechanics have to say that to me, that's just kind of odd to me. You can do a lot of the jobs, and we don't do everything mobile. we do limited services, so that way you're quick in out. If there's anything that grows, then we don't really necessarily need to do that. We bring it into the shop. That's why we have a shop for that, right?
Yeah.
So if the job is too big, if it's a engine job or a transmission job or a fuel pump job, we have a tow service. So we get the car into the shop. We'll take care of the customer no matter what the circumstances are. So we help them out as much as we can mobile, but when we can't, we bring it in.
Yeah.
And we take care of them. And also mobile service costs a little bit more because the techs are out there. It's cold out there. The weather has a big effect in it. So like we like to take care of our techs. So we want to make sure that we pay them good high dollars. We want to make sure that they're valued for what they are. You know what I mean? They went through all these trainings. They went through all this time. If they're not valued for what they do, then what's the reason why they're in? Right?
Yeah.
What are their interests?
Everybody have to feel valued. Right?
Exactly. Everybody's in it for their own interest, right?
Yeah.
So, if they go through all this training, they go through all this hard time, and they go through this certification that we have. In order to get that, we have to go through a 4-year training, and even after that, we're still learning till today. I cannot say I know everything about a car, and no other mechanic that I know of, or that is out there, can say the same thing. None of them know everything. Everyone is learning every single day. We're not a Chevy specialist shop. We're not a GM special. We're not a BMW specialty shop or a European specialty shop. So we're not limited. We have every option that comes through, and not every manufacturer makes the car the same. Yes, the concept is all the same, but the design, the functionality is a little different. And
you find that the screws are in different places sometimes. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
I know that could happen for me, right?
Definitely, and there's size variance, right? Like, you just have to know what car you're working on, what kind of bolts and like nuts and bolts and everything that they're using. So whether it's a regular 12, there's a 12-point socket.
Yeah.
There is a regular socket, and there's multiple different tools, right, for everything that we do. And honestly, you don't know what you're gonna get yourself into until you're working on it. And some things are threaded backwards. You know, you try to do it the same way that you learned, and then it's backwards. So that is through over the years of learning, right? You get to understand that, hey, the fan belts, when the fan is on, some of them are threaded backwards. So because the engine spins one way, it's threaded the opposite way, so it's not going to spin up. It's not going to come up. So certain things are designed a certain way.
Yeah.
So we learn as we go, right? Like I just told you that, you wouldn't know that, right? And
I think leadership's the same way, man.
Exactly. You learn every day.
Is the same way.
And the thing is, you don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
And I always say that. I'm like, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to take the time to actually do it and learn it. That way I can not only help them, but I can also help others. So this industry is to learn and grow. And if you don't do it now, you'll never learn. Right? If you want to be a leader, or you want to excel yourself, just stop and listen. That's all it is. Listen, watch, learn something new. You don't know who can teach you what.
Be an ever student.
Yeah. You don't know who can teach you what it is.
Just listen, man.
Exactly.
I struggle with listening sometimes. Sometimes it's hard for me to listen. I'm hard-headed.
Yeah. But
that's what my mama told me.
Yeah, but being hard-headed is not a bad thing, but it's also limiting yourself, right? When somebody's telling you something, sometimes the most stupidest thing can have the most sensible idea behind it, right?
So
there's I don't have a specific example for it. I know that it has happened where even in our industry, let's per se, mobile was never an option, right? When this world was growing, we were looking for convenience. We gave them the option, Now everybody wants to do mobile. It's a new industry all of a sudden. There's licensing you can get for mobiles. There was nothing like that as an option a couple of years back.
Well, I started the wave though.
The wave starts wherever you start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever your end goal is, you'll make a new wave to get there. You have a wave of making a leadership program, you're going to find a way to get there. You're going to find the right people to join you. You're going to find the right people to stand by you. And they believe in you, and that's why you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, people are counting on me sometimes, man.
Exactly. And the
They
thing
look
is,
to me, right?
and when they look at you, that's when you got to be strong. That's when you got to be like, you know what? I finally have people looking up to me. This is my time to shine. And don't
Straight up.
look beyond yourself. Do it for them. When you do it for them, it becomes a lot easier. Because when you do it for yourself, sometimes it becomes a task. It's like, oh my God, I got everything on myself. It's all because of me. But when you put it as a team, you look at them and you're like, no man, I gotta do it for them. They don't know today, but I'm gonna help them learn it.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're gonna do it.
So I know a leader doesn't have a lot of time in the world, right?
No.
So how do you make sure to invest time in certain people, key people in your team?
It truly becomes on you, like on how you choose who you want to be around, right? If you surround yourself with people that bring, you're gonna go down, right?
Yeah.
They're dump of garbage, they throw it right back at you,
Straight
and you build on
Can
that.
we close these down? It's just distracting me, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to be focused with you, bro.
Yeah. The way I see it is, if you let negative people come at your life, I do on a daily basis. It's kind of my job. I love it. Not really, but you kind of get used to it. You know, when people come here, their car breaks down, they come here all angry, giving me all grief. My car broke down and this and that. Well, great. I don't know why it broke down, but I'll definitely find out, and I try to give them a solution to their problems, right? And being in this, it's, you don't know what you're gonna get yourself into. I don't know what the next car is gonna come up with. You know, I don't know how they drive. I don't know what they hit. I don't know anything about the history of the vehicle. I get to know about it as we go.
Yeah. Sorry, it went over 30 minutes, so it just ended.
It just ended.
Yeah. I'm doing it again.
Yeah. So, you don't know what you get yourself into every single day, and the grief you're gonna get on a daily basis. I get it from every customer.
How do you deal with an angry customer, bro? Because I know I deal with angry customers all the time.
Yeah.
But curious of how you handle that.
Honestly, I enjoy it. It teaches me something new. You know, I'm already learning on the automotive side, right? But then it teaches me on the personality side. Right? When I get to interact with customers, get to know about who they are, what they do, and from that, I ask questions just like you do, to learn and grow and find out what they do, and it builds relationships, it builds trust between us. Also, interaction is the biggest key. You gotta interact, you gotta communicate. When you run away from certain things, you void out yourself from your success. Sometimes you just gotta face it and just figure it out. You know what I mean? No matter what's going on, people come and shit on you all day. You know, somebody doesn't want to buy anything, but the thing is, you gotta remember one thing. No matter if you say no to me for your automotive problem, tomorrow when you go out there and you actually break down, you go to anybody else, they're still gonna tell you the same problem I told you. You know what I mean? So for me, you choose what you want to do. It's your vehicle, it's your life, it's how you can manage. And sometimes it's financial issues, and sometimes it's not. So it just depends on what you're in or what your circumstances is for the day, and how I can make a negative person a positive person when they leave.
Yeah.
That's the whole approach to it, right?
With the
they
customer
come
experience.
in angry, they don't know why their car broke down, or something happened and it caused something else to happen, and then they're coming back and they're like, oh, this happened because this happened. You can always have negative customers come in and say, hey, you did this and this came up. One time I had a guy come to me, he got his oil change done, then comes to me and he's like, my brakes are making noises. I'm like, what does that have to do with brakes? You know what I mean? I changed your oil. What does that have to do with your brakes? And they're in the back, the rear brakes. Why would I have anything to do with that?
You didn't even know, huh?
Yeah. So he told me to do an oil change and get him out. Did an oil change, got him out. He didn't ask me to check or anything. Comes back to me next week. He's like, you touched my car, yeah, I got my brakes are not working. Those are wear and tear over the years. They don't happen overnight. You know what I mean? True. So yes, you're gonna get the odd customer that are gonna have the weirdest complaints, but
yeah,
you learn from that too, and you get to teach them. That's the whole goal, right? At the end of the day, if you can teach somebody something new, and they can go home and they can be like, hey, I know something about my own car, or I got to learn something new. That's the whole idea behind this industry or anything we do. If we don't learn, interesting? We won't grow.
You're actually right, man. Because like learning about angry customers.
Yeah.
I had angry parents, and there's they had angry parents who showed their anger.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had that growing up, it came back when I'm in my relationship with the customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm like damn, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm aware of it and when I could lead myself, I could be like, yo, okay, I'm aware of that. I got this though, right?
You still gotta tackle it.
You know.
You know what? The end of the day, what you can do is leave with a good impression. No matter how bad the circumstances, leave with a good impression. Professional, respectful. That's the biggest key. Respect every single person, no matter who they are, old, young, any level. Respect is a big factor. You don't respect your customers, you don't value your client or the people in front of you or your neighbor or your family, you'll never get respected back from them. Respect people, they'll respect you back.
Actually, I want to challenge that, man.
Go ahead.
Because I realized, look, there's some people that I don't want to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's people that I don't want to work with, where does respect come in for that?
It's people that you don't want to work with, but that doesn't mean somebody else can't work with them, right? Or they can't go with them work themselves. You still gotta respect whatever they do. Like I work for my largest competitor, and today we're still friends. I got out of his business. I opened our competition business. I made it a successful business, and still till today, we're friends. We still talk. Hey, what's going on, bro? How's life? You know what I mean? I don't take him as a negative, or nor do I want him to go down. I want us to both succeed. We made it into this industry. We made a goal for ourselves, and truly, we're standing here. You know what I mean? So hatred can go out the door, dude. Even if you don't like to work with somebody or you don't want to work with somebody, they can work with somebody else and they still can make a successful life out of themselves.
They don't need me.
But don't limit yourself by saying, I don't need them. Because you don't know who you need when you need them along the way. Don't restrict your life. Don't restrict yourself or the people around you.
I'm talking about, problem customers.
Who cares? Do you know that I had a problem customer? And it was a mistake by one of my guys. I backed it up, whatever. She didn't pay. She recently had another problem. We actually went back and went and fixed the car. For free. No questions. She's back to our customer now. Sometimes, like I said, you gotta look beyond yourself. Look beyond yourself. Do something out of your greatness to help somebody. So they realize that, you know what, mistakes are made, but they can be solved.
Always serve the customer.
Yeah. It's not just serving the customer. It's, dude. Helping. Whether it's your family, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your friend, whether it's your customer. Helping is the biggest key, man. Everybody will remember you for what you've done. You know what? They leave without paying. You know what? I can put a lien on their car. Cool. They go to register the car, I still get my money. But at the end of the day, I don't want to do wrong. I don't want things to go wrong. Why can't we solve it by talking? By figuring out a solution. How can we fix this? Why do we have to carry it so far where we become a competition, or where I don't want to work with you because you're a certain way or you're a certain person? Who cares, man? At the end of the day, they got their talent, you got your talent. If you're good at what you do, then shine on that. Don't limit yourself by saying, they're this and I'm that. No. We're all even, we're all equal, and the only way we're going to be going any further or growing in life is by pushing ourselves. So, no matter what your goals are, dude, don't restrict yourself or limit yourself by saying, I don't want to work with that person, because you don't know what that person can bring to you. I help my competitor out. Anytime he asks me, I'll be there for him. And I know anytime I need him, he'll be there for me. If my largest competition is my ally, then I truly don't have a competition. And nor do I take anybody as a competition. Because at the end of the day, dude, there's enough work to go around. It's a big city. Why would we say, oh, this guy's bad, this guy's good? You don't need to do that. There's no bad mouthing in this industry.
Community, right? You need
community, dude.
People together.
I have
uniting people in the country.
I have about 37 mechanics that are good buddies of mine. And believe it or not, like I said, none of us know everything. So if I don't know something, I give a call to one of them, and I have friends in every industry, every dealership as a specialist. So if I'm working on a certain car, I just give them a call. I'm like, hey, have you seen this problem before? Or have you had this scenario happen to you before? Can you give me what you've done to it? Give me an idea. And that's the community. It doesn't matter if he's from a different shop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he does over there. At the end of the day, we're here to serve you guys. We're here to do our job, so then you're back on the road. Why would we want to trash somebody else? Who cares? At the end of the day, whoever comes through his door, God gave him his own risk, his own value, his own earning. Why would I want to steal it from somebody? If something goes wrong and you decide to come this way, then it's your own personal choice. But at the end of the day, if you're there and you're happy, and if we can help each other out from far away, whether we're not in the same shop, why not? We have a system here where we're connected to multiple mechanics across Canada and North America. And we just put our problem, and there's a lot of scenarios that are similar that can match our problems, and we're helping each other out. So we have our own network. And we try to do that in people too, like people that we know close by. So we as competitors help each other. We as competition help each other. We don't put down each other at all. I don't say their rates are this, or their mechanics are bad, or my mechanics are this. Who cares? At the end of the day, we're here to take care of your car, make sure your needs are covered, and you're back to what you need to do.
On the main vision of what you do, bro.
Exactly. The goal is to help you guys to get to where you need to be. Whether we need to use help from ourselves that we already know, or we ask a friend who's been in the industry that's done a similar job, or he's a specialist in that job, and I'd rather get his advice before I take the steps I'm taking. You know what I mean? And it's just opinion, right? Before you do a business or before you invest into a certain big plan, you do your homework, right?
Yeah.
You want to go invest in a business. How are you going to go invest in a business? What do you know about that business? Well, you're going to do your research. You're going to find out what the statistics are. You're going to find out what the yearly value is, what the yearly income was, what was their end of year like, how many employees do they have, what's their expenses like. You need to do your homework before you start investing into it, right? So in order to understand all that, you have to give yourself that opportunity to learn, right? Whatever we do there, we figure it out as we go. And if I don't know, I'll find a way to go. I'll find somebody who knows, and I'll get an answer. And my goal is to get you back on the road. And if I learn something from it, even greater for me. Right?
That's
I just grew my knowledge.
I agree. But hey, I really want to thank you for this podcast, man. I really want to thank you for all this value. We've been on for about 42
2 minutes now.
42 minutes.
Yeah.
Giving you tons of value. But I'm ready to wrap up.
Yeah, definitely.
Wrap up. I got a chance to connect. I did 2 other podcasts today.
Yeah.
Or actually another one earlier with a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted this appreciation.
Thank you, man.
I learned so much from you, man.
Thank you. Whatever I can do to help, and if any of my guidance can help you, that's good for me. You know, I feel great about that. And you know what? I can help somebody get somewhere. And if it helps you, then that's good. I'm glad that I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. If you can give one last message to a young entrepreneur starting out, what would that be?
Honestly, first find your skill. Perfect your skill. And then execute it. Because if you chase the money, you'll never figure out the way. But if you figure out the way, you'll always get the money. So don't run for the money. Learn it, adapt it, make a strength out of it, and then go out there and execute it. Because that's the only way you're gonna win it. Otherwise, all you're gonna do is keep butting heads here, keep butting heads there, and no one's gonna start believing in you, and no one's gonna think that you can achieve your goals. The only way you're gonna achieve it is by focusing, building yourself, becoming good at it.
Big picture, man. Big picture.
And then sell it.
Big picture. Focus on the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. Learn it, grow your strength, and then sell it.
That's a good point about because coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a coach as well. I help young leaders.
Yeah.
And there's other coaches that help young leaders.
Definitely.
And I can always be jealous, because hold up, hear me out.
Yeah.
Because I know when I used to work in a sales team, I used to get jealous, right? Like, oh man, like this guy's doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I can compare myself, but I know that's a chance for me to be stronger in that
Correct.
moment, right?
Correct.
So, big picture, man. Focus on the why.
Yeah, and
Why
not look. There's always someone better than you at some point. But how are you gonna get better if you're gonna limit yourself and saying he's better? If you've already told yourself he's better, you'll never let yourself grow yourself to be better. What you have to do is you gotta find out your you. What makes you better than them, and what makes you a unique person. Everybody's got their own uniqueness in them. They gotta find their you, not somebody else's. And don't dwell on what their success is, on how they're doing it. Find your own route. Because you know what? God gave us a mind. Use it. Use a different way of doing it. Whatever you've been approaching, if it's not working, clearly you're not doing something right. Change your habit. Right?
Yeah, is that
the cycle that that's exactly what I do in this business. I do one advertising, I wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If I don't see a response, flip it. Change it to another one. Get people's attention. Sometimes not every idea is a 100% good idea. Right? No, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Not every idea is. I thought I was gonna have a good partner. It wasn't a great idea. I'm not a partner now. You know what I mean?
Sure, bro.
So there's a lot of things that you're gonna get faced with. It's just you take on your challenges, you find your problems, and you solve them. Don't limit yourself. Keep finding a new route. If something doesn't work, it's not working because it wasn't meant to work. And if you keep pushing yourself at it, you know what? Sometimes that stupid idea does work. Because you've done it for long enough that people know you as that. Do you know what I mean? If you do something long enough, people all know you that you do that as that person. Like, there's multiple businesses. I don't like to say names of the businesses. But a lot of people call it a pyramid scheme. But the way it is, if you do a certain business long enough, you'll grow it really fast. And eventually everyone knows you as that person, and you actually become something out of that. do something long enough, you'll become that person. And it adapts to you, becomes you. Everyone knows you as that. I've been a mechanic for 15 years now, and I have had clients for the last 10 years, and I've been doing it for so long that I've actually made it as a mechanic, and I'm known as a mechanic. You know what I mean? So I've been known as that guy who's been a mechanic, and I'm still that guy. If you do something long enough, you become it.
Get known as a...
You know what I mean? If you do something long enough, you become it.
How did you... Okay, so... Wow. Get known in industry.
How did I get known in the industry?
Yeah, like what did you do to get known?
Improve myself.
In what way?
Whatever I do, learn every day. You know, something new comes out, learn new technology. There's a new class for an upgrade, go out there and get it. Hybrid technology, let's go into it. New battery technology, all electric motor cars. If there's a program for that, we go and sign up for it, go learn it.